Today we're talking about the tragic death of an Instagram influencer, a Christian donation site being used for the wrong types of people, rapper BlueFace being stabbed by a stranger, and more. Hey internet! Welcome back to the weekly roundup here at the Insight Hour. Before we start, I had to share this video with you. Man, someone needs to recruit that kid. That was some top tier marksmanship. Anyways, Alice, what you got first?
Rapper BlueFace has been hospitalized after a stabbing incident at a Los Angeles boxing gym. The 26-year-old rapper was training for an upcoming match when the incident occurred. Authorities have responded, and a suspect has been arrested in connection with the incident.
So, BlueFace was reportedly training for a boxing match at Kaminsky Gym Boxing when he was stabbed by this random dude. Security footage shows that moments leading up to the stabbing, and where a man wearing a white tank top and blue jeans burst into the gym yelling, "I'm gonna kill you," at BlueFace. That's when you had trainer David Kaminsky step in an act that unfortunately seeming only went to further tensions. In the security footage, you're able to see BlueFace landing a few punches on the guy before the footage cuts off. Next thing you know, BlueFace was posting on Instagram that he'd been stabbed and won't be able to fight in his upcoming match. The suspect, later reported as 36-year-old Brandon Harry Snell, drove off in a black Tesla Model S, but later turned himself into the authorities. As of now, he's been booked for felony assault with a deadly weapon. So the question I have for you is, do you think fame brings fortune, or just a whole bunch of troubles? I mean, let's be real, celebrity culture can be a little like a double-edged sword. On one hand, you've got the glitz and the glamour and the adoring fans. On the other hand, you've got the paparazzi, the stalkers, and in BlueFace's case, random dudes bursting into your gym with a knife. Personally, I'd say it's a little complicated. Fame can make you a target, no doubt about that. But when you're in the public eye, you're also in the crosshairs of anyone with a grudge, a point to prove, or just a few screws loose. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What you got next, Alice?
The Christian crowdfunding platform, Zengo, is under scrutiny for allegedly hosting fundraisers linked to white supremacist and neo-Nazi groups. The platform, which positions itself as a Christian alternative to GoFundMe, has been found to host nearly a dozen active white supremacist fundraisers. These campaigns have collectively raised tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes, Zengo, a platform that's all about sharing the hope of Jesus through crowdfunding. Well, it looks like they may unknowingly be sharing the hopes of white supremacists too. So here's the tea. Turns out that the platform isn't just for your Aunt Karen's medical bills or your neighbor's puppy rescue mission. Nope, it just may as well also be the go-to for some America's, let's say, most notorious neo-Nazis. I mean, we're talking about groups with the names like Goyim Defense Legal or Blood Tribe. I think they got their naming tips from Elon. And some groups just spewing out blatant anti-Semitic crap. I would go into more detail about it, but I'm pretty sure I'd get the episode shadow banned if I did. Anyways, donors aren't too shy about their affiliations either. They're using usernames that are racial slurs, or they spoof the names of Nazi leaders. I mean, come on. If you're gonna be a bigot, at least be a creative one. Now, Zengo's terms of service prohibit crowdfunding that promote hate, violence, or racial intolerance. But let's be real, their moderation is as hands-off as a germaphobe in a mud wrestling match. According to a report by the ADL Center on Extremism, this lack of oversight has made Zengo a, quote, singularly important part of the extremist fundraising ecosystem. This is pretty much an example of how platforms that claim neutrality become enablers of hate and extremism. And no, it's not just about freedom of speech, it's about the responsibility that comes with it. If you're providing a platform that's being used to fund hate groups, you're not a neutral party, you're part of the problem. So, Zengo, maybe it's time to actually live up to that Christian philosophy you tout and do some soul searching. Because right now you're not exactly shining brightly, if you catch my drift. You know, talking about grifters and murderers all the time can really bring a guy down. So in a bit of hope and humanity news, we're honoring a 5-year-old boy named Edison Jewell. Sorry if I botched your name, buddy. Anyways, who set up a lemonade stand to raise funds for the victims of the Maui wildfires. Edison, along with his brother Archie and his parents Amy and Matt, were vacationing in Oahu when the fires broke out. Although they were safe, the family felt inclined to help the town of Lahaina, where they vacationed in January. Little Edison decided to set up a lemonade stand, also selling his toys and candy, and named it Food and Stuff and Lemonade for Lahaina. And he sold everything for $1. The stand raised over $1,000, which, with a 3-to-1 corporate match from Amy and Matt's employers, turned into over $3,300. Ultimately, the funds quadrupled to over $16,000, which was all donated to the Maui Community Fund. So thank you, Edison, for giving me some hope for a relatively not so shitty future. I award 10 points to Gryffindor. Alice, back to the shitty people.
A former New Jersey high school student, Caitlin Cannon, has won a lawsuit against her ex-math teacher, Christopher Doyle. The lawsuit was filed over nude and semi-nude photos of Cannon that were posted online without her consent. The jury awarded her $10,000 in damages.
Ah, yes, the classic tale of teacher knows best gone horribly, horribly wrong. So, Caitlin Cannon, a brave young woman who discovered that, we'll say, intimate photos of her were shared on a not-so-safe-for-work website. She quickly lawyered up, got the photos taken down, and had the IP address traced back to the original poster, and to her shock, she found out it was her former math teacher, Christopher Doyle. But wait, it obviously gets more twisted than that. As it turns out, Caitlin never sent these photos to Doyle. She had texted them to her then-boyfriend, whose phone got stolen. Doyle testified that he saw the images, but couldn't remember posting them. Yeah, I'm sure he also accidentally solved the quadratic equation in his sleep too. It's just so strange how people seem to forget doing these things, like, all the time. Anyways, the lawsuit accused Doyle of violating a New Jersey statute related to non-consensual, let's say, prawn. And while the jury awarded Cannon $10,000, her lawyers worry it's not enough to deter future creeps. But hey, a new federal law sets a presumed amount of $150,000 in liquidated damages. So future would-be perpetrators, think twice, or your wallet might get a lot lighter. Alice, last story, please.
A 22-year-old Instagram influencer named Beauty Couch has been found dead near a burned vehicle in Austell, Georgia. The police suspect foul play in the case. Beauty Couch, who went by the name Beauty Katera on Instagram, had a following of 150,000 people, and was known for her dance and roller skating videos.
Okay, so the Austell Fire Department got called in for a brush fire and found a car fully engulfed in flames. After putting out the fire, they towed the car away to a wreckage yard. Pretty standard procedure for what was going on. The police then traced the car back to the owner and found out that the owner's daughter, Beauty Couch, was the one who most commonly drove the vehicle. It turns out she had been missing since Tuesday morning. After searching the area, the authorities found a body that unfortunately matched her description. Beauty's last Instagram post was just a few days prior. Its comment section is now filled with both anger and support, with people demanding justice. Since we don't have any details as of now, we can't really make any judgment calls yet, but it's kind of got me thinking. If this has anything to do with a fan, do you think any changes should be done within the influencer community? I mean, many influencers share their lives openly, sometimes a little too openly, which can obviously make them vulnerable. I mean, you wouldn't post your social security number online, so why would you post every detail of your daily routine? It's like leaving the front door open and putting out a sign that says, "Hey, come on in, the valuables are in the second drawer." Oh, also, do you think social media platforms should have a hand in ensuring the safeties of their users? Are they doing enough? Or what more could be done? Let me know in the comments. And that wraps it up for our weekday review. As always, thank you so much for spending your time here with me. But you know it's time for you to go. So stay weird, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.